Fingers down. And there's the hit from Tarasaitis catching, bringing it back up to the table again. Tarasaitis working down, not all the way down to the pin yet. Looking, has domination, and Tarasaitis defending, setting up to hold off the attack, and he manages to hold it off. After 1, 2, 3 hits, Tarasaitis and Mindaugas.
Konnichiwa, guys! First of all, Happy New Year. It's like almost February, but I'm not uploading any videos, so fuck me, right? Secondly, like, I don't know if you noticed, but like, you're looking sexy as hell since last year. I don't know what you're doing, but like, let me know. Anyway, today I have a video with winner of the Zloty Tour / Nemiroff, Euro and world medalist, and still rising star of the arm wrestling world, Mindaugas Tarasaitis. I gave him the typical questions, and his answers were rather interesting to me. Anyway, enjoy. Mindaugas Tarasaitis, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks for calling me. Let's have a talk.
So I feel like I need to say that we already did this once, and I messed it up because I have like technical abilities of 70-year-old grandma. So thank you for sticking with me and doing it one more time with me.
Sure, no problem.
So let's go to the first question.
Let's see if my answers will be the same as the previous time. Maybe not.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it. So my first question: how often you train on the table?
Nowadays, we try to do it twice a week. At the beginning of my career, I would do it only once a week, I think. And it's probably enough to do it once a week. But twice a week is also pretty nice.
So you think twice a week is better than once?
Depending on your diet and how you feel. If you really have time to eat correctly and so on, twice a week is nice. Yeah.
Okay, so it's about how fast you can recover, right?
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
Okay, how
I
long?
wouldn't recommend to do it any less often than once a week. I think I didn't really skip a week for a very long time. Maybe only like some Christmas holidays I would take a 2-week break, but throughout all of my career, like 12 years, I tried not to skip any weeks. And I think I succeeded quite well.
How long is usually your table session?
Roughly about 2 hours. It could be a bit less sometimes if we are lazy, but and it could be more. I think earlier in my career I would try to do it even for longer than 2 hours. But maybe it also depends if you are doing it once or twice a week. Twice a week is still okay to do, like 1.5 hours or 2 hours. But yeah, we don't really count. We just have fun.
Mm-hmm. And how is your table session looking? Do you have it structured, or are you just pulling randomly with people?
Well, we try to help each other, but it's still pretty random. If you see that you are stronger, you just hold it more, let the other guy work. And sometimes it's also quite competitive, of course, we try to kill each other. But yeah, there's no real structure. It has never been like, I don't know why, I don't know if it's good or bad. It could also be good, because like competitiveness and being aggressive just brings the best out of you.
Okay, what's the main thing you're focusing on the table session for you?
For myself, normally when I come to a training, I always have some thing in mind. Either would it be maybe top roll, maybe I want to work on the top roll, or maybe the hook. But in any case, it's always about holding and like kind of developing the lock, while the rest of the training after the table time would mostly focus on being healthy and full range of motion, while the table time is the lock and statics.
Would you recommend the same style of the sparring sessions for the beginner also, or you think that's something you have to build up to?
No, I would recommend the same thing, just basically having fun staying safe, of course, having some rules in place, so you don't really go into dangerous positions. But after that, I would just do whatever and compete, have fun. Yeah. That's the best way to just enjoy it. It may get too boring if you focus too much on the details and try to think too much. Sometimes it's also not that fun anymore.
Okay, my next question. How often you train in between those sparring sessions?
Yeah, so I think I had at least 4 years of not doing anything at all, just forgetting arm wrestling completely, and then just going again a week later. And then I also had some periods where we had table time and some gym training just next to each other, and then also not too much gym training in between. So basically gym training plus arm wrestling, and then some periods of just arm wrestling. And nowadays I am pushing a bit harder. I am training quite a bit more. You could almost say that it's every day. Either if I'm driving, I'm squeezing something. If I'm here at work, I go do some pull-ups in the morning. So I do some rehab or healthy exercises every day. Nothing really unhealthy or too hard, because that's left for our table time. So it's just mostly rehab.
So this is one thing that surprised me when we talked the first time, because you said that you're not training any specifics for arm wrestling other than on the table.
Well, pull-ups is close to being specific.
But I mean, in the way of pronation, supination, cupping, rising, you don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, not really. No.
Yeah.
I guess my pull-ups are including some cupping and fingers and hand strength, while these JM presses are helping the elbow to feel good. And what else am I doing? Sometimes I'm doing some biceps exercises, but not like this, but just the upper forearm. So yeah, nothing too specific, mostly for health.
So you're using exercises in the gym mostly for recovery, is that right? For like a rehab?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I might go a bit heavy on the pull-ups from time to time. I guess that's how I grow my muscle. But otherwise, yeah, mostly recovery.
And is any of that structured, or it's also just random, like how you feel today that you're gonna do it?
Yeah, it's very random, very random. If I feel like doing it, I do it, and if I don't, I don't.
If you had to choose one exercise, in your opinion, best for the arm wrestling, other than specifics, it would be pull-up?
Yeah, but it would be pull-ups, but I would also say that these JM presses I'm very impressed by them. Like, ever since I started doing it, like, it's amazing. The triceps thing. So maybe I would join these together, so you do have some pulling movement and you also have some pushing movement, and those two are the main. It might be enough to only do those two.
What are your set and rep ranges in those exercises? And are they changing them when you close at the competition, or is it still the same?
Let's start out of competition. If I'm far away, for the pull-ups, I now came up with my plan of, let's say I would have some weight on me, and I would try to do 10 pull-ups. If I cannot do 10, I cannot increase my weight. If I did 10 at any point, then I add more weight, and then again start maybe from 5-6 pull-ups maximum. Keep going until I reach 10, and then I add more weight. That's how I try to increase it. And yeah, I guess the closer I get to the competition, the more I would try to do static exercises instead of dynamics, just to not to really open the muscle so much anymore. Try to really contract it. Just I feel like it really works well if you don't open your arms too much before the competitions. Even the rubber bands might be the best thing before competition. So especially if you're talking like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that, of course, maybe I will just work on the full range muscle. Yeah, and I can tell you at least one good exercise which I feel really works so well before the competitions. Let's say a week before, because I wouldn't really like to do like full range of motion anymore, but I still want to somehow do some dynamic thing. So I really like the exercise where you take a rubber band and instead of pulling it like this, you are just staying in place and you move your full body, like you go back and forth, like 0%, 100%, 0%, 100%. In that way, you somehow teach the muscle to very quickly go from 0 to 100% in a kind of static way.
You will recommend that before the competition in those?
Yeah, I would, because you avoid breaking up your muscle at that point, and because you don't want to break it up anymore, right? But you are still doing some kind of dynamic, static dynamic movement. Feels like the muscles really learn how to quickly jump after go.
Okay. How do you track your how do you track your progress on the table then? If you don't have a structured training on the sparring and you're not really doing any specifics, how do you track your progress?
I don't.
So it's just you see on the competition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So no tracking at all. If I do start to see that I'm losing often, well, I would think something is wrong. But if I see that I'm going only up higher and higher, I'm happy. That's good.
My last question is going to be, if you could go back in time to the start of your career and give yourself one and only tip, what would it be?
Yeah, I remember what I said last time. It would be, I would tell to myself that I shouldn't really hurry too much. Of course, it's much easier to say it to yourself if you are young, because you know that you have another 15 years to take it easy and to really do it in a proper way. It might be harder for older guys if you are starting at 30, 45, 40 or something. But at least if you are young, you can for sure say that don't try to be a champion in 1 year, try to be a champion in 10, 15 years. And in that way, you will probably be more consistent and more healthy.
Amazing. These were all my questions, man. So, thank you once again for doing this thing with me twice.
No problem. Thank you for your questions.
I wish you good luck in your future tournaments, man. Have a good one.